Now, once you get the clip in the timeline, you can start making manipulations to the audio channels, both as a group and individually. So first of all, let's expand the view over here a little bit. I'm just going to make more of my clip the audio and make the whole thing bigger. It gives me a little bit bigger waveforms to work with. If I want to view these audio, like right now we're seeing a single waveform, and that is basically this combined waveform, which is in this case the combination of the 3 channels. If I want to manipulate this, I can manipulate these individually here in the timeline by expanding them. And if you go to the clip menu here, there's a couple options. Expand audio components, and detach audio. Each does a different thing. So expand audio basically just takes the audio and separates it from the video. It's still a combined group. It's still all of your audio for the channel all at once. And this is basically for creating L and J cuts. This allows you to edit the beginning and end or modify your audio clip and your video clip separately to create a, an offset edit like that. And then at any point you can just collapse them again by going to the clip menu. Well, select the clip there and going to clip, collapse audio, or in a little shortcut there, just double click it. Double click the audio or the video there and it'll collapse it back up. In fact, you can expand it that way too. Just double click, it'll expand. And you see that that offset is retained. When I collapse it, you see that little, there's just a little indicator there. But that's not helpful if we want to modify our boom and our lavs individually. For that, I have to expand the audio components. And for this, the shortcut is Control Option S as opposed to just Control S. And when I do that, you see I get 3 channels. Unfortunately, they don't learn the name. There's always something. I can assume that they're in the same order as they are over here: boom, lav 1, and lav 2. And so I can go in here and I can make adjustments. I could lower the volume of the boom. Maybe we want to completely silence that. I could just select that clip and choose Modify, Adjust Volume, Silence, and just remove the audio of the boom for this particular section. I don't want to delete it, but that way it removes that. And then we just have our 2 lavs, and then we can maybe just add a couple of keyframes in there so that well, let's just do a little bit of a dip. We hear we hear her in the beginning, and then we'll do sort of an opposite over here where we hear him at the end. And then just to play that. So Jerry, you're looking back too. Actually, I missed where her dialogue is. I think it's a little later, but in any event, you get the idea. We can make those changes however we want, and then we can collapse them. Just select the clip, say Collapse Audio Components. Again, the shortcut again is the same. You can just toggle that, Control Option S. But what's actually more helpful here is if you just double click. The first double click will combine it to the group clip, and then double click again and it'll collapse it. Or if you press Option and double click, you go right to the components. And if you press Option and double click the components, you go right back to the collapse clip. So just handy shortcut there. Option click to expand, Option click to collapse, regular click to expand just the audio grouped, and regular click to collapse that as well. And so those are the different ways you can modify the individual channels of a single clip. And by the way, I can make edits to the audio of the group that are applied on top of the individual clip. So here's the individual edits I made, and then I also have this the set of edits that are applied to the overall clip, and those are combined with the results of what happens inside.